Every 38 seconds across the United Kingdom, another vehicle vanishes without a trace. Whether it's a Ford, Vauxhall or BMW, criminals have perfected their craft beyond recognition. Some methods are so advanced, they seem like something from a spy thriller. Others are deceptively simple, yet devastatingly effective in their execution. Discover the 12 most dangerous tactics used by modern car thieves, and crucially how to defend yourself, because the final technique might shock you completely. Signal jamming technology represents the most insidious threat facing drivers today across Britain. These sophisticated devices can block your key fob signals from distances exceeding 100 yards. You press your remote button, hear the familiar beep, but your doors remain completely unlocked. Professional criminals deploy these jammers in shopping centre, car parks and residential areas. While you walk confidently towards your destination, they monitor your every movement patiently. In Manchester and Birmingham, this technique has surged by 60% over recent months. My colleague James lost his brand new Focus this way outside a retail park. Security footage revealed how the thieves waited 45 minutes before making their move. To protect yourself, always verify manually that doors are properly secured after locking. Use physical locks whenever possible instead of relying solely on electronic systems. Be suspicious if your remote control malfunctions repeatedly in crowded locations. Store your key fob in a signal blocking pouch when not actively using it. Keyless entry exploitation targets the very technology designed to make our lives easier. Modern proximity keys work seamlessly when you approach your vehicle with the fob. However, criminals have learned to amplify these signals using relay amplification equipment. One accomplice positions himself near your home window while another waits by your car. The device extends your key's range up to 300 yards from its actual location. Your vehicle detects the amplified signal and unlocks as if you were standing right there. This method leaves absolutely no physical evidence of forced entry or tampering. The theft appears completely legitimate to any security cameras recording the incident. Suburban neighborhoods in Leeds and Bristol experience these attacks with increasing frequency. Prevention requires storing keys in metal containers or specialized Faraday pouches overnight. Keep your key fobs away from external walls, windows, and entrance doors. Consider disabling keyless entry features if your vehicle manufacturer allows this option. Diagnostic port hacking requires technical expertise but delivers devastating results for criminals. Since 1996, all vehicles contain this connector beneath the dashboard area. Mechanics use this port to diagnose faults and program replacement components legitimately. Skilled thieves know they can manufacture new keys through this very same connection. They force entry through a door, quickly locate the port, and connect their programming device. Within 8 minutes, they create a fully functional key that bypasses all security systems. The factory alarm system remains silent because it recognizes the new key as genuine. My neighbor David lost his Range Rover this way while dining at a local restaurant. The criminals worked methodically in the well-lit car park without raising any suspicion. Protection involves installing a specialized lock directly onto the diagnostic port itself. You can also relocate this connector to a less accessible area within the vehicle. Adding a visible steering wheel lock provides an additional psychological deterrent to thieves. If you're finding this information valuable, please subscribe and hit the notification bell. Your support helps us tremendously in spreading these crucial security awareness messages. Sharing this knowledge could prevent countless people from becoming victims of these crimes. Fraudulent recovery vehicle operations demonstrate the growing boldness of organized criminal networks. Your car disappears completely, leaving no broken glass, no triggered alarms, no obvious clues. Naturally, you assume it was towed away by official council or police recovery services. The disturbing reality is that you've witnessed a perfectly executed theft in broad daylight. Criminals use unmarked flatbed trucks and recovery vehicles without proper corporate identification. They target poorly parked cars, expired permits, or simply high-value models worth stealing. During busy periods, they load your vehicle onto their truck and drive away completely unopposed. Witnesses assume the operation is legitimate and fail to report anything suspicious to authorities. This technique proliferates in major cities and suburban shopping complexes throughout the country. Some even wear high-visibility jackets and carry clipboards to enhance their apparent legitimacy. Protection includes using wheel clamps during extended parking periods in vulnerable locations. A hidden GPS tracker allows rapid location if your vehicle does disappear unexpectedly. Report any suspicious recovery vehicles operating in your neighborhood to local police immediately. Vehicle identity cloning represents one of the most sophisticated fraud operations currently active. This process involves stealing a legitimate vehicle's identity to disguise a stolen car. Criminals identify an identical model in salvage yards or private sale advertisements online. They copy the chassis number and all associated documentation from the legitimate vehicle. The stolen car then receives this new identity through professional engraving and document forgery. On paper, it becomes completely legal with valid registration and insurance documentation. Innocent purchasers cannot detect the deception without conducting extremely thorough background checks. 6 weeks after purchase, police arrive with a warrant to seize the vehicle immediately. Investigation reveals that the genuine vehicle matching that identity exists elsewhere in the country. To avoid this trap, always verify vehicle history through multiple independent databases before buying. Check consistency between the engraved chassis number and all official documentation provided. Examine the quality of chassis number engraving, which may reveal signs of tampering. Online verification services cross-reference information from numerous official government databases. Test drive theft exploits the natural trust that develops between sellers and potential buyers. This technique affects both private individuals and established second-hand car dealerships equally. The fake buyer presents convincing false identification and temporary insurance documentation. They demonstrate exemplary behavior, ask knowledgeable questions, and project complete trustworthiness throughout the interaction. Once behind the wheel, they disappear permanently with the vehicle and never return. The presented documents often belong to deceased individuals or identity theft victims. This scam cost my friend Michael his classic Jaguar that he was selling privately. The fake buyer had even brought cash deposits to reassure the seller completely. Prevention relies on systematically verifying the identity of any potential purchaser before handing over keys. Photograph their identification documents and facial features before allowing any test drive. Insist that a passenger accompanies you throughout the entire test driving experience. Arrange meetings in public locations equipped with comprehensive security camera coverage. Staged accident scams constitute a ruthless trap that exploits our natural civilized instincts. Criminals deliberately cause minor collisions, typically gentle rear-end impacts at traffic lights. You stop naturally to assess damage and exchange insurance information as any responsible driver would. While you inspect both vehicles, an accomplice slips into your car and drives away immediately. This technique claimed a victim in a Nottingham supermarket car park last spring. Sarah was examining her rear bumper when her Fiesta vanished, with her handbag inside. The incident occurred during daylight hours with dozens of shoppers walking past nearby. To protect yourself, always turn off the engine and remove keys before exiting your vehicle. Lock all doors, even for brief damage inspections following any collision. If circumstances seem suspicious, remain inside your vehicle and contact police immediately. Watch your surroundings carefully to identify potential accomplices waiting in the vicinity. Fake emergency alerts exploit our helpful nature and genuine concern for vehicle safety. A stranger approaches, claiming to have noticed a serious problem with your automobile. This might involve alleged fluid leaks, tire deflation, or concerning mechanical issues requiring attention. Naturally worried, you exit your vehicle to investigate their claims about potential safety hazards. This creates the perfect opportunity for their accomplice to steal your unattended vehicle. This method particularly targets lone women and elderly drivers in shopping center car parks. It succeeds because it appeals directly to our sense of personal responsibility and safety. Protection involves maintaining skepticism towards unsolicited warnings from unknown individuals about your vehicle. Keep doors locked and open windows only a few centimeters if conversation becomes necessary. If problems seem genuine, drive to a garage or service station for proper professional verification. Never exit your vehicle in isolated locations based solely on a stranger's unsupported claims. Traditional lock manipulation tools continue claiming victims despite modern security advances in automotive technology. These flat metal implements can operate locking mechanisms from outside the vehicle effectively. Contrary to popular belief, this technique works on many contemporary vehicles with traditional lock systems. The tool slides between window glass and weather sealing to reach internal linkage mechanisms. One precise movement unlocks the door within seconds without triggering security systems. My customer Robert lost his 2010 Navara using exactly this straightforward method. The theft occurred outside a busy restaurant in under 4 minutes without anyone noticing. Police recovered the jimmying tool abandoned on the pavement 2 blocks away. Protection requires installing quality alarm systems with shock sensors and movement detection. Mechanical anti-theft devices also discourage this type of non-destructive entry method significantly. For older vehicles, consider installing hidden engine immobilizer switches as additional security. GPS signal blocking represents a concerning evolution in criminal methodology and technical sophistication. Your tracking device appears to function perfectly until the day your vehicle disappears completely. The mobile application shows no location data, suggesting the tracker has malfunctioned unexpectedly. Actually, thieves use radio jammers that neutralize all electronic communications within the vehicle. These devices simultaneously block GPS, cellular, and even Bluetooth connections entirely. They cost under £70 online and fit easily into a jacket pocket. Your £300 tracking system becomes instantly useless and completely undetectable. Dishonest recovery operators use this technique to relocate high-value vehicles without detection. Once signals are blocked, locating your stolen automobile becomes practically impossible for authorities. The solution involves installing multiple trackers in different locations throughout the vehicle. Choose models that alert you immediately when signal loss occurs suddenly and unexpectedly. Add mechanical immobilizer systems that radio jammers cannot disable or circumvent. Service key theft affects every owner who entrusts their vehicle to professional service providers. Garages, supervised car parks, hotel valet services all present potential security risks. Most service providers maintain honest operations, but one dishonest employee can compromise everything. During routine service, they duplicate your key or record programming codes for later use. They also examine your registration documents to obtain your exact home address. 2 weeks later, your Audi disappears from your driveway without any signs of forced entry. The thief simply uses the duplicated key to start the engine and drive away normally. This technique has affected several of my clients over the past 18 months. Prevention involves choosing established professionals with excellent customer references and track records. Remove all personal documents before handing your vehicle to any third-party service provider. Never leave garage door openers or house keys inside the vehicle during service appointments. Use valet mode if your vehicle offers this feature to limit access to vehicle systems. Rental return substitution constitutes a particularly devious fraud targeting tired travelers. You believe you're returning your rental car properly at the end of your journey. In reality, you've just handed it to a criminal disguised as a legitimate company employee. This fraud develops in airports and railway stations where confusion and time pressure reign. A fake agent wearing official clothing approaches with professional-looking paperwork and identification. They offer to handle the return process to save you valuable time before departure. Grateful, you hand over the keys and proceed to your terminal or platform. The criminal immediately drives away with the vehicle, which will never be seen again. The rental company subsequently bills you for the complete loss of their vehicle. This situation creates lasting legal and financial complications that persist for months. Protection requires returning keys only at official company counters with proper identification. Always demand a signed and dated return receipt from the receiving agent. Photograph the vehicle and the person accepting it as evidence of proper return. Be wary of spontaneous approaches in rental return areas, especially during busy periods. Now that you understand these 12 criminal techniques, you possess a significant advantage over potential thieves. Knowledge remains your most powerful defense against these increasingly sophisticated criminal methods. Don't hesitate to share this information with family and friends to raise their awareness of these risks. If this video has taught you something valuable, consider subscribing and activating notifications. This encourages us to continue providing information about automotive security issues that matter. Your support helps us produce content that can genuinely make a difference in protecting your property.